most hot debate of Bollywood that often transitions to take a toxic route is when Ranbir Kapoor and Ranveer Singh are compared with one another. Considered to be the talent who have been handed over the baton after the 90s batch of actors and Hrithik Roshan, who not only put the act in the actor but also have a commercial viability and popularity unlike their contemporaries. In 2007, the blue-eyed boy of the Kapoor family, Rishi Kapoor and Neetu Kapoor's son, was launched with the Sanjay Leela Bhansali film Saawariya. Despite the film miserably failing at the ticket counters, a unanimous perspective echoed for those who witnessed the film. The male talent was here to stay and had an effortless charm and ease in front of camera. The actor carried on this run of being the next talent to be reckoned with, and him and Imran Khan were projected to be the future of commercial Hindi cinema. Who knew, however, that in 2010, with a mid-budget film produced by Yash Raj Films, a talent would prop up in the scene that no one expected. I remember vividly when the posters of Band Baja Bharat were released and people oddly reacting to the leading hero, as he did not fit the mold of how conventional commercial leads look. He was met with immediate skepticism of those within the industry as well, judging him on face value and even advising the filmmakers that such a choice was doomed to fail. What Ranveer Singh did with his debut role, however, was blast into the scene, a ball of boundless energy and such charisma in front of camera that you immediately assume this Bittu Sharma actually belongs from Delhi. There was a new talent in town and everyone seemed to take notice, and what followed was years of career choices made by the two leads that often pitted them against one another. Questions arising of who is more talented, who is more versatile, who is more popular, and while everyone has their preferences, I wanted to discuss the 5 genres both the actors have executed and how they have fared in the process. You also do chime in with your thoughts of technically who is more versatile between the two. Romantic comedy. Many producers claim that if a male leading hero of Hindi cinema absolutely aces the genre of romance, then he will develop a loyal fan base in India for life. I mean, these are tough shoes to fill, especially when Hindi cinema has boasted of leads who have instantly become heartthrobs of the nation. While Ranbir Kapoor started this journey with Bachna Hai Hasino, I think he especially aced it in Ye Jawani Hai Deewani. While the first film bordered on being frivolous as Raj Sharma went on his apology tour, one thing stood out for viewers was how adept Kapoor was in his dramatic moments in the film, having the ability to make you empathize for a character instantly. This, I think, got solidified with Ye Jawani Hai Deewani, where Bunny became an instant crowd favorite, and while I am not a fan of the personality traits in the ending of the film, the performances were so on point. I often revisit how so much is said with his eyes in the sequence of Kabira as he stares at Deepika. People often mention his ability with his eyes, a deep sadness within them, almost effortlessly portrayed. Probably one of the reasons why Kapoor's coming-of-age stories have connected with so many. An inner angst that was almost universal, all communicated with those eyes. Something that I noticed even with his recent venture to Jhooti Main Makar, acing the emotional turmoil in the concluding moments, as a tough decision for their future needs to be made. Ranveer Singh is no different in acing this genre with his first film. Bittu Sharma became an instant crowd favourite, and seeing the journey Ranveer has had from Band Baja Bharat to Rocky Aur Rani Ki Prem Kahani, I think he has aced the slightly naive yet lovable character to the T. Ranveer is known for really being immersive with his process, almost never having a switch off while being on set. And you can see this with both these films. Crazy that they are 13 years apart from each other, but you can't fault a single moment. Ranveer Singh has portrayed a walking, talking green flag as the romantic lead, and it can be debated it's quite the contrary with Ranbir Kapoor's romantic roles. That has less to do with the performances and more to do with the writing of those films. Ranveer also has the ability, and this is something very few possess, and that's the ability to make some of the most absurd lines written to come across as organic vocabulary for the character. Rocky's dialogues can be considered to be borderline cringe, but Ranveer makes those lines music to the ears, something I believe only a contemporary actor like Vicky Kaushal also possesses. This is a genre I believe both have aced. Drama. I think this genre really cements an actor a cut above the rest, where the assessment of his ability is not restricted to the tropes of commercial cinema where it needs the fluff of entertainment and song and dance, but whether an exploration of a character from within can truly engage you. Ranbir Kapoor with movies like Rajniti, Rockstar and Tamasha has proven that there is a spiritual exploration that he can take the audiences on. As I previously said, a deep sorrow behind those eyes gives you answers you didn't realize never needed words to be expressed. Whether it be the character arc of Samar Pratap, a look into the world far and beyond as Janardhan becomes Jordan, or the struggle to constantly tussle between what one wants to be versus what one truly is in Tamasha. These are complex journeys and explorations that make us put ourselves in the character's psychological state. And this spiritual journey that some actors can take you on, I believe, is something very few can convey. I sometimes equate these roles of Ranbir and the connection he has with the audience to a personal diary, only shared between you and the character, because those experiences itself are so unique to you. You almost want to keep it to yourself, because it's something private between you and the character. While one dismissed Ranveer as an energetic commercial lead so early in his career, his venture with Vikramaditya Motwane in the form of Lutera surprised everyone. That the actor can be still, understated and effective without having to resort to theatrics. Designed as a thriller on the surface level, Lutera, the adaptation of O. Henry's The Last Leaf, is essentially a drama of Paki's journey. And while Sonakshi surprised everyone, it's Ranveer's tussle between the brain and the heart that absolutely broke me in the concluding moments. His dramatic touch also was in full display in a film like Gully Boy, absolutely surrendering to becoming a formidable rapper from Dharavi, and Ranveer aced Murad's journey, both from an individual journey perspective of someone wanting to break the monetary and social shackles they find themselves trapped in, and also an acknowledgement of what and who matters the most. While I am not a fan of Ram Leela beyond the palpable sexual chemistry between the leads, I feel Ranveer especially shined when confronted with the familial conflict that transitions to become the core of the narrative. Another case of both the actors being formidable in the genres. Mass cinema. The trickiest of the lot of genres that is so specific to Indian cinema is a genre that fits several elements and showcases the celebration of the star in the lead role. This can go only either of two ways, either a colossal disaster or cashing in huge bucks at the box office. I think this is a genre Ranbir Kapoor has struggled with and may ace with his upcoming film Animal. Both his ventures Besharam and Shamshera are what is termed as quote-unquote masala potboilers that have romance, comedy, action and all is packaged under the umbrella of mass cinema that can be palatable for an audience across demographics. It has been the case of either terrible scripts or just familiar tropes that did not connect with both critics and the audience. And I think while Ranveer struggled with this genre in forgettable ventures like Gunde and Kill Dil, he especially excelled in Simba, where Rohit Shetty in the Temper remake presented him in this larger-than-life role which Singh fully embraced. The punchlines, the gags, the snarky wit, while still not going absolutely overboard. He got what is called the sur of the genre right on point. People often dismiss this genre as lowbrow, but it is one of the toughest to ace from an acting pitch perspective. Slapstick comedy. Another genre of film that can either turn into a complete disaster or simply be a laugh riot is the genre of slapstick comedy. Ranbir Kapoor has attempted this once with Ajab Prem Ki Gazab Kahani, and I have to say, absolutely killed it as Prem Sharma. The recall value of this Rajkumar Santoshi film is often overlooked, having several memorable moments that people revisit, and I really equate it to a combination of the script and the pitch of the performance that never transitioned to become crass or loud. It was endearing, and the pursuit of Prem to even slightly get noticed by Jenny became such an entertaining ride for audiences. This is something that Ranveer attempted with Circus, and I really equated to just a terrible script to its ultimate failure. I think this is a genre that can be aced by Ranveer Singh, but it has to be out of the Rohit Shetty bubble to truly be explored. I think he is one of the few actors who can pull off absolutely absurd sequences and still have the ability to extract a chuckle from the viewers. Something I've seen with a glimpse of his roles in the Make My Trip ads with Alia. One can only hope that one day he can do a genuinely hilarious script. Biopics. Another genre that both the actors have aced is playing characters that are still relevant and active parts of their respective ecosystems. I remember the doubts and skepticism that surrounded the news of Ranbir playing Sanjay Dutt. The arguments range from why the biopic is even being made to how the performance can easily transition to become mimicry. But Ranbir fully embraced the body language, demeanor, and tone of the character. The politics of the movie aside on how it papers over the cracks of the real problems of the character, the performance of the actor cannot be faulted, especially his emotional arc with his father and the unbreakable bond he shares with Kamli in the film. Ranveer Singh with 83 again cemented the chameleon-like ability he has with roles, playing a person so distinct with his mannerisms and the dialect and tone in which he speaks. Ranveer and his portrayal never seemed contrived. You rooted for the win, you empathize with his struggle to give the team talk, and one did at moments believe it was Kapil Dev bowling. Again a genre aced by both actors. There are of course genres or complex demands for a character that both the actors have individually aced. Ranveer Singh's long-running relationship with Sanjay Leela Bhansali has made him be a part of period epics which Ranveer Singh has aced. The romantic conflict in Baji Rao Mastani and the psychological disintegration of a king having lost any semblance of his mind was a performance for the ages. This was further enhanced by a portrayal of a villain that will be remembered for decades to come in Padmavat. Vile, abhorrent, constantly scheming and a vicious sense of humor, Ranveer as Alauddin Khilji ate up the screen. Intimidating and so cunning in his portrayal. On the flip side, something very distinct about what Ranbir Kapoor has had the capability to portray is differently abled characters. Playing a deaf and mute in Barfi and a character with a stutter in Jagga Jasoos. Both these impediments are tricky to portray and which can easily falter and be offensive for so many. But Ranbir with both Barfi and Jagga presented such lovable, entertaining and sometimes heartbreaking moments that it became really etched in the audience's memory as some of his most loved characters. You know what the conclusion is? That the debate is futile because both the actors are so capable in their range and ability, and it almost makes it inevitable that they will always be pitted against one another as they constantly strive towards higher ground. And that was the video, guys. Write down in the comments below what you think about this ongoing debate. Please don't forget to follow me on Instagram, the handle's right in front of you. Follow me at JammyPants4. Also please support us by smashing the like button and subscribing to our channel for weekly content ahead. Thank you for watching.